Alright, today we're gonna talk about where is Egypt and where is the promised land, alright? And I apologize for those who get real angry about the whole biblical aspects of things, but I'm only here to tie it together. So anytime I'm talking biblically, I'm basing it off of Sumerian texts, I'm basing it off of Egyptian texts. I take it all the way back, but I use the Bible as a reference, you know what I'm saying? So right now we're gonna speak about where is Egypt, where's the promised land, all right? So once you realize that majority of the things going on in this world is really just backwards, just like that, once you start seeing shit backwards, you be like, well, if that's backwards and it's as above so below, as within so without, then that means it's backwards too, right? Right. So don't worry about how to blend out the accident. But anyways, I believe that North America is truly Egypt, and not just. Let me see if I can break it down a little more. I watched this video. I forgot what dude said. Dude said that Dallas was the land of Osiris. I asked him to put a source with that, like put a receipt on it, but I don't know if he responded yet. But I can say that I heard from the divine myself. I heard from the divine that this was the promised land. And when I heard that this was the promised land, I didn't hear like North America was the promised land. The way it came to me was like wherever I was at was where the promised. This is the promised land. I was just looking around like, but I resonated so hard with it. I was like, it just like snap. It made total sense from everything else that I'd already been learning. Like, this is the promised land. So let me break it down. So when we talk about North America, I'm in Texas, right? North Texas to be exact, Fort Worth, Texas. When we talk about North America, you can look at that at like lower Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Like even so like Texas, for example, we got like 5 places in Texas that's based off of like, we got 5 places that's named Egypt. You know what I'm saying? We got a Cairo, we got a Palestine, we got Corpus Christi, you know what I'm saying, which is the body of Christ. You know what I'm saying? A corpse of Christ. You know what I'm saying? So they wonder, like, it's almost like when you want to know where did Jesus possibly die at, why wouldn't it be Corpus Christi, the body of Christ? You know what I'm saying? The corpse of Christ was buried there. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but if you want to get deep into it, we just breaking shit down, tying it together, like piecing it together like glue, and it's the puzzle. It's the puzzle we call in reality, right? It's almost like they dropped the Hadron Collider and changed reality, and now we gotta figure out the new reality, like a Mandela effect in this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? If you that far in, but ain't no Mandela effect. The Mandela effect, even that is all. The whole Mandela effect aspect is another fear tactic to keep you thinking like, oh well. But let's get deeper though. It's a sort of a fear tactic to keep you in the lower vibrational states, but at the same time, as above, so below, as within, so without. But at one point in time, the whole timeline did get switched up. So you constantly feeling like something not right, something changed, something different. The more aware you become, you're like, hold on, something different, something ain't right. That's why so many people tap in with the Matrix, the Truman Show, superhero movies, religions. You know what I'm saying? Most superhero movies, like, they got a concept, they call it the hero's journey. You see what I'm saying? And look, the hero's journey is all based off of Heru, which is the hero. You know what I'm saying? So that's take it all the way back to the Egyptians, right? And we talking about where Egypt at. All right, so let's talk about Illinois for a second. So it was a guy, I guess. So from what my sources tell me is that Illinois is based off of a man named Jacob, Illinois, and Jacob, Illinois is based off of Saint Jacob. You know what I'm saying? So supposedly that's that land. And we can get deeper than that. We can get deeper than that, because if you know what I know, that we did not come from Africa, we was already here. They say only 388,000 Africans came from over there. The rest of us was already here. But see, what had happened was they started making it where if you was of a certain complexion, we enslaving your ass. You know what I'm saying? If you was like a mulatto or a mix, you might have got off. But then after a while, we getting y'all too. And after a while, we going for the native, other indigenous tribes that's close to the original man, that's got the same I want to say cultures. They say like, because they knew about the Hebrews and things of that nature. That's why it wasn't just black people who was indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't read or write our own language. You know, we couldn't talk our own shit. It was the so-called Native Americans, who they call Native Americans now too, which is the American Indians. Let's call them the American Indians. All right, and the African Americans majority are what we would want to call the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? The original indigenous tribe. And we can break that down too. You look into the it's over the W. I think it's the, I don't want to say it wrong, but like the Wachasi tribe. They from North America. They African, but they African Americans. They indigenous. And if you don't believe in that, and if you don't believe that was the first indigenous tribe, the lady who said that, who was the empress of this tribe, who said that she had a shitload of land, all of Louisiana and all this shit. The FBI came in there and raided her shit. Now, if you an old lady, 70-something years old, they come and raid your shit, take your jewelry, your spiritual jewelry, they take all your documents, all this kind of shit that you can prove things. Because if you can prove that amongst this smaller group of people, imagine when the masses come in, of your people get to come in and peeping game on that. Then they gonna start seeing something. They gonna start seeing some trends. And like, hold on. So we was here already. Yup, we was already here. So look, so check it. The watch. Damn, I can't get the name. Look it up. Look, it's the Wachisu tribe or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But supposedly they are the original, the oldest indigenous tribe on the planet. Everything stemmed from them. We ain't gonna say that, but they one of the oldest. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you understand that right there, that them being one of the oldest tribes, then you gotta look at it like, okay, if one of the oldest tribes was already here in America, now we gotta look at the timeline. How did we wind up in? How did the Moors? Oh, that's what they call them, the Wachasu Moors. My bad, not tribe. Which, fuck, I can't get the name. It's like it's in my head. I can see the image of it, but it's like blurry right there on the middle letters, like of the W's. It's the Moors though, M-U-U-R-S. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to be wrong, but basically look up them. The Moor, that was the Wachasu Moors or something like that. But you gotta understand, how did we get to Spain and then root back around to America, right? Because this was let's do it. So if this was Egypt, right? If this were where everything, if this was the original old world and not the new world, then that means that when we left the old world, we went over there, and then when we went over there, we got kicked out, and they tried to send us back over here this way, and then we was over here striving in our own shit. Then they came over and conquered us with all these tactics. Look, that's how you gotta see it. That's how you gotta see it. So then what they say, everything comes out of Africa, right? Everything comes out of Africa, right? It's gotta be Africa. So if it's gotta be Africa, if you look into it, where are most of the pyramids at in the world? Look, most of the pyramids are right here in North America. But we don't call them pyramids, we call them mounds. That's what they look like after thousands of years of being buried. We don't know what's up under there, you know what I'm saying? Like, we call them mounds. We got so many of them. Then look, they flip us, they say north is north and south is south, right? What if North America is really South America and South America is really North America, right? Let me break that down. What if this is Lower Egypt and anything south of where I'm at, anything north of where I'm at, because I'm in Texas, anything north of where I'm at is Lower Egypt. Anything south of where I'm at is Upper Egypt. What if anything upper this way would be the original tribe of Judah, anything lower would be the original Israelites. But even over time, we still call ourselves Israelites. You know what I'm saying? It get deeper and deeper and deeper. So just look at it like this. So this is Egypt, and why they don't want us to know that? Why would they not want us to know that we're in Egypt? Why would they not want you to know that where you at is where you from, is where you been? Because that you got conquered. And they can't tell you that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They can't even tell you that kind of stuff. And if that's not right, then let's go look into the maps when they switch the maps around. And if that's not right, then who named the poles? Who named that one North Pole? Who named that one South Pole? For us to do the direction of the whole planet off of. Who did that? We need to know these things. And once you start knowing all that, Once you start tying the pieces of them puzzles together, then you will see. It's some people that you can't see. Some people but they ain't got your best interests. They ain't got your best interests at heart. And look, but don't call them a whole people. Don't think that it's a whole thing. This shit get deeper than just a whole people, because after a while, for generation, you become a soldier for the elite. For the people that know, the ones who keep the information away from you, who censor information, who kill people for giving out certain information that'll bring people together, who call it hate groups and radicals and racism and all kind of this what they put on you through social engineering and through the media propaganda. See, at one point in time, journalism was a thing, but then if you look into it, it became censored what you can put in certain news. And then who was in control to make sure that certain shit get put out there? Who idea was it to make sure that the newspapers made black people look like monkeys and strong gorillas, and that black men was raping white women? Whose ideology was that? Whose hateful ideology was that? How could that get put out there right after we're going through civil rights? And even before that, this shit was going on during slavery. This shit was going on through slavery. However long the media been at it, they've been at this. Because you gotta look a lot deeper. They indoctrinate you from your history, so you ain't got no history to look into to see how it went down. That's the art of war right there. If you don't know it, if you don't know you at war, you know what I'm saying? Then when you do realize you're at war, you don't know the tactics. But then once you see the tactics, you realizing that that's how they operate off of them kind of tactics, limited-minded tactics. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't know though. They didn't know we were smoother than that. See, that's why it fuck us up, because it's like, damn, we went through all that. But see, that's because we was at a certain frequency at the time, you know what I'm saying? They had to do with the planet and the stars and how the stars was aligned and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But when we rose back up in frequency and start to remember who the fuck we is, like we've been on our way back. We still on our way back. You know what I'm saying? But like, I see that movie The Lion King, when he tell Mufasa, when he tell Simba, remember who you are. That's like the main subject, because we all a collective, right? We all a collective that know some things. If you look into these, a lot of y'all be looking into these movies like, oh, they trying to laugh at us and tell the truth in the movies, and they gotta tell the truth in this and that in the movies. That might be right, but what if it's people that's making the movies to get the message out there? And at the end of the day, even if they call themselves trying to laugh or something, what if God who dropping them thoughts in there? God dropping thoughts. You feel what I'm saying? God dropping down them thoughts. And yeah, they thinking they doing some slick shit. Writing down my tip, writing my story. Appreciate you. Thank you. Let me piece these puzzles. Let me piece this shit together. Because I know you did some research, because you don't want to be wrong. You want to make it seem as near close to some truth that you can. That's anybody. Because ain't anything you can imagine, as a man think, then so is he. As a woman think, then so is she. It can be done. Like fucking the movie Jurassic Park. Why you think they say it's unethical to do certain things? You think that it ain't cat beings, dog beings, lion beings, Sasquatch, all that kind of shit going on out here? You gotta look into that. Like, they just tell you it's unethical because they don't want you creating power out here. They don't want nobody creating power. You can't even live in this country and have certain animals. But if you look into it, at one point in time, it was lions here. It's parts of North America right now that humans don't even go into. They got Sasquatch, they got fucking parks and shit. They got real Sasquatch out there. And people don't talk, like, they hide that from you. Why do they do that? Because they want you to believe in Darwin. They want you to believe in Darwin's theory. So you gotta rise above Darwin's theory. You gotta rise above all the propaganda. You gotta rise above all the backwards tales. You gotta rise above the fact that you don't know what's true and what's false. You gotta piece the shit together, you know what I'm saying? You gotta resonate with it. You gotta rise above your ego, above yourself, above your environment. You see what I'm saying? Your distractions. It's a long route. But hey, I'm just saying though, this probably Egypt right here. We in Egypt. I'm not even probably. I'm almost positive that this the promised land. Straight up, it just makes sense to me. It just makes so much sense when you look into it. It just makes sense. But at the same time, a lot of other things make sense too. You see what I'm saying? Like the people in Africa, they make sense. People that are in Africa actually do make sense to me. But I'm not gonna speak on how they make sense to me because it's not my business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not my business, it's not my say so. But I mean, when you look at me, I know people that look like me, right? I know people that look different. I know that it's different archetypes. It could be a white person, a Mexican person, Chinese person with the same body type as me, eyes, head shape, height, weight. It could be, it's different archetypes to individuals, right? I understand all that. But at the same time, like, we all different in ways, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all are different. And when it come to God's people, I wouldn't put no complexion on it. I'm just gonna be 100 with you. I wouldn't dumb God's creation down like that by putting a complexion on it at all and saying what you can and can't do and who you should and shouldn't fuck with. I just want you to know that racism was created to make you hate your brother, to make you hate another individual. And hate, that's a low vibrational thing. They already want me to hate my brothers from the same complexion as me. Damn, I gotta hate the other people, my own complexion. I gotta hate women. I gotta hate gay people. I gotta hate children. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just want you to hate everyone. Now, they don't talk bad about kids, but they do more fucked up shit to kids than anybody. You gotta understand, it's a lot of distractions. I can just get into that. I can just get into it. Look at that shit that happened in Baltimore. All them black people got killed in that store just because they wanted to take one nigga out. And then they cover that shit up by doing some MK Ultra shit on a boy down there in South Texas. You know what I'm saying? The whole world, we all see that go down. You see what I'm saying? And look, right after that happened, if you don't believe me, it's like it was perfect timing for their whole little gun reform thing, right? They want to do this little gun reform thing, like who can have guns, they want to have they want to have power over that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, how are these kids getting guns? It's more kids that go to jail for having a gun than using a gun, than having to use that motherfucker. Just look into it. Kids get caught up with a gun and some drugs, boom. You tricked yourself off the streets, fam. Like that. But look, like I say, they give you the tools you can use to destroy yourself. That's what they do. That's like they fucking job. They working overtime just to make sure they get done out here. So all we can do is just look at this shit from another perspective. You know what I'm saying? Look at it from another perspective. Just look at it like this. Everything they probably don't want you on is probably what you should be on. You know what I'm saying? They want you to go get you a job, go to work, put all your time into that. She probably should be doing the opposite. She probably should be trying to figure a way out. Like, I'm not saying don't get no money, but she should probably be trying to figure a way out and spreading that information. You know what I'm saying? And then they make it seem like if you start spreading too much information, they're gonna come kill you and all this and that ain't. And they got their methods. They got their methods of how they do things. But at the same time, man, you just can't be moving in fear. You just can't be moving in fear out here. You gotta really move in light with this truth. You gotta really move in love with your strength. Like, when you out here moving, that's the only way. Like, that's the only way you gonna really see it for what it is, and like just be able to tell somebody else that. Because it's a lot of shit that I be wanting to say, but I just can't even get the words out my mouth like I used to no more. It's like I just can't do it because I don't know how motherfuckers be feeling, how they looking at this shit. I'm just speaking it. I'm just giving it. You know what I'm saying? And like, they delete so much shit like off the internet. They scrub the internet so much. Half the shit I'm talking about you probably can't verify. Like, I don't even know, but I was able to verify a lot of things. But I was saving a playlist, and my playlist, I'm seeing videos getting deleted off my playlist left and right. That I'm coming because it was almost like I'm working for them. They watching me so they can know what to delete next. I'm like, damn, you know, real shit. That's how this shit was playing out last year. So, but God gave me a good old memory bank. You know what I'm saying? They tried to look. I done hit my head a bunch of times. Look, I don't know. I hit my head so many times in life I can't even count. But God must have knocked some sense into me some kind of way. It must have been a part of the plan. You see what I'm saying? Like, because I see it for what it is now, and it ain't easy. It ain't easy at all to see things for what it is, or to move in truth, or it's real easy to get caught up on desires, egos. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of things they do, a lot of fucked up shit how they come at us, movies and symbolism. You really can't keep up with it all, but you gotta keep up. You gotta be vigilant, keep up with all of it. Keep pushing. And stay positive. That's all I can say. So shit, peace out.